Welcome here to our Big V Youth League 2 Men podcast. Now, we're going to touch on this Youth League grading process because it is super interesting.
It is, Ted. It's very interesting. I was just thinking about some of these finals and how the top four from each conference will come together and cross over to then make a top four.
Yes, you were trying to do some hand movements there, but I didn't catch on.
Yeah, lucky we're not on camera. I was just sitting here thinking it's a little bit of a different schedule. So we're talking through the hypothetical, two from each conference.
Yes, we are.
But realistically, it's going to be a crossover final series, fourth versus first, second versus third, to get to our final four. So it's going to be incredibly exciting, Ted.
Absolutely, it really will. And looking at these ladders, you got Sunbury who are sitting on top in the Tel Conference, 11-2, just above Whittlesea who are 11-3, just that one game more with a loss. Albury sitting closely behind, and then a 2-game spread with Wallen sitting in fourth.
Yeah, definitely. And I think you sort of look at the top two in that conference and you sit there and go, they look fairly safe in finals window. They're going to not like me saying that. But then you look for that fight for fourth position. Isn't that exciting? You got Wallen, 8 wins, Surf Coast, 8 wins, and Bellarine probably a little bit off the mark, but with 6 and still chasing.
Absolutely. On the other side, you got Melbourne University, their first season in the league, and they're doing extremely well, 11-3, 1 game ahead of Mornington and Western Port, 2-3, sitting with 10 wins and 3 losses, and Western Port 10-4 losses. And then Maccabi, who are sitting fourth, sort of comfortably, 8-6, with Chelsea and Pakenham with just the 4 wins. But this Pakenham unit are on the way up here.
Yeah, we know they can play, and they'll make a strong push for that fourth position. And Maccabi's form of late hasn't been as impressive as their 6-0 start to the year. So they'll be chasing that spot pretty hard too.
Absolutely, and like you said at the start, it is crossover, and they are knockouts immediately. So where do you see a Sunbury versus Maccabi? Maccabi might win it.
Yeah, Maccabi have shown they can have some huge games where they just look really comfortable. So it wouldn't surprise me to see some upsets across this whole division. Obviously, they only play each other's conference once in the crossover during this regular season. So, we're going to have some really interesting matchups.
Absolutely. So, safe to say some scouting is going to be very, very important as they only play each other once.
Yeah, and home court advantage with a geographic sort of conference split, we've got some travel to do.
Yeah, we do.
Wallen heading to Melbourne University, Maccabi heading out to Sunbury. Then you even look at Albury's going to have to head down to Mornington at this point.
Yeah, it's wild. It's very, very, very interesting. Now, let's have a look at this youth league grading process. So let's play some theoretical. So current ladder stands.
Yeah.
Current ladder stands. So we have Sunbury and Whittlesea are going to make it. Melbourne University and Mornington are going to make it.
Yeah, let's just pretend they've won their first crossover round. They're through to the top 4. So they're getting automatically, not only they're playing there for the grand final, but they're also getting qualification day.
Absolutely. Now, these are in split conferences, so it works with effectively your highest percentage. So if we put them in one ladder together, you have Sunbury who are sitting first, Melbourne University are second, Whittlesea are third, and Mornington are fourth.
Yeah, correct. We challenge first versus first in each conference, and then second versus second as the comparison.
Yep. Absolutely. So we have a look at it if we compare to this Youth League 1 lower end of the ladder, and we have Sunbury who are first. They're going to play Craigieburn. Melbourne University who are second are going to verse Collingwood. Now these are double chance opportunities.
Yeah, double chance opportunities, and what great matchups in terms of, particularly I look at that our newcomers to the league, Melbourne Uni, facing a local rival in Collingwood. Wouldn't that be a cracker? And I'm sure we'd get great support from both of their associations and to come along and watch that double chance game.
Absolutely, and they actually have a bit of experience. Like Josh McNally is in that Melbourne University team. He's played seniors before, so he brings a lot of experience into this MU team.
Yeah, it'll be interesting with Melbourne Uni. They've got a couple of older heads. Who's ageing out? I've got a feeling Kiefer might be one.
Possibly.
However, they've gone through a lot of the year without him through injury. So it's those sort of things come into it as well, which is super exciting. And then you look at the Craigieburn Sunbury lineup, you sort of say, well, the Owen Stevens show, imagine Owen Stevens show getting taken up to Youth League 1.
I would love to see that. I'd love to see that.
He's a regular 30 piece in probably about 20 minutes usually. So he certainly could use some extra challenges up in the high division.
Absolutely. Might have to do a little bit more in other areas if he moves into Youth League 1. Men going to have to snatch some more rebounds and get his other players involved a little bit more. But, it's interesting to see.
Yeah, definitely. And let's have a look at the knockout games, Ted. We've got the 11th place, we'll go with the 3rd place Whittlesea. They would play the 12th place Altona from Youth League 1 men, and the 4th placed Mornington would take on the 11th placed Coburg.
Yeah, now these are knockouts, so if you do lose, you remain in Youth League 2, man.
Correct. If you win, what happens?
You have a second chance opportunity. You would then versus the losers of those first 2 initial games. Very, very interesting. So you have to win 2 games.
Yeah, it's certainly not easy, and that's why they're in the lower ranked positions, I guess. So they've got to do it the hard way, which is certainly still possible, and wouldn't that be exciting and a story for each club?
Absolutely. Look, that'll be all for us today, guys. Keep it locked. We'll speak to you soon.